The Buffalo Bills might be on the verge of something massive, a move that could completely redefine Josh Allen's offensive arsenal. According to a fresh report from Sports Illustrated, trade talks are intensifying in Buffalo, and this one centers around a former first-round wide receiver who could instantly become the explosive deep threat the team has been searching for. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. The name creating all this noise? Chris Olave, the talented wideout from the New Orleans Saints. Reports suggest the Bills have surfaced as a serious potential trade destination for Olave, a move that would inject pure speed and precision into an offense that's been struggling to find rhythm since Stefon Diggs' departure. Olave's talent has never been in question. Since entering the league, he's flashed elite route-running ability and separation skills that make him one of the most dangerous deep threats in football. But his time in New Orleans has been clouded by inconsistency at the quarterback position. Since Drew Brees' retirement, the Saints have cycled through passers, and despite Olave's best efforts, the offense has lacked the firepower to unlock his full potential. Now, with rookie Spencer Rattler trying to find his footing and Tyler Shaw developing behind him, the Saints appear headed toward another rebuild. That situation could open the door for a team like Buffalo, one that's looking for a spark to keep their playoff hopes alive, to swoop in and capitalize. Olave's contract status adds more fuel to the fire. The Saints must soon decide whether to pick up his fifth-year option, and if they don't, he could hit free agency after next season. That means his trade value might never be higher than it is right now, and for the Bills, this could be the perfect time to make a move. A deal like this would mirror Buffalo's past strategies, similar to their Amari Cooper-style acquisition last year, targeting a polished route runner who can stretch the field and give Josh Allen the downfield weapon he's been missing. In short, if the Bills pull this off, it wouldn't just be another trade, it could be the move that reshapes the entire offense and reignites Buffalo's Super Bowl ambitions. The Buffalo Bills are officially in evaluation mode, and Chris Olave's name continues to echo across league circles. Multiple reports suggest that the Saints wide receiver could be available for a second-round pick, a price that has fans and insiders buzzing. It's a steep tag, but one that might be worth every bit if Olave can help elevate Josh Allen's offense to the next level. Still, there's some hesitation around the league. Olave's talent is undeniable, but so is his injury history. He's shown flashes of brilliance, the kind of crisp route running and burst reminiscent of Stefon Diggs, yet he hasn't quite become a consistent star. The potential is there, he just needs the right quarterback to unlock it. And that's exactly where the Buffalo Bills come in. Josh Allen has been searching for a wideout who can separate quickly, create mismatches, and make big-time plays on crucial downs. This season, Olave has been a reliable target in a struggling New Orleans offense, racking up 342 yards, 18 first downs, and proving he can deliver when it matters most, especially on third and fourth downs, where games are won or lost. What stands out even more is his age, just 25 years old. He's young, explosive, and still developing. For Buffalo, this is the kind of player who could grow alongside Allen and give this offense a fresh dimension, someone who stretches the field vertically while complementing the Bills' physical run game. Head coach Sean McDermott once said after trading for Amari Cooper in 2024, having the ability to get separation just adds to our flavor of offense. That philosophy remains true today. With Josh Palmer battling injury and the receiver depth being tested, the Bills are once again in the market for a true separation artist, and Olave fits that description perfectly. If Buffalo makes this move, it wouldn't just be a mid-season trade. It would be a statement, a signal that the Bills are ready to reload, not rebuild. A reminder that this team still believes its Super Bowl window is wide open. When you watch the Buffalo Bills offense this season, one thing becomes crystal clear: they need more separation from their receivers. Khalil Shakir has quietly been their most consistent route runner, creating space and giving Josh Allen dependable looks. Yet, for reasons unknown, Shakir wasn't heavily involved in the matchup against the Falcons, a decision that left many wondering what the offensive plan really was. That's exactly where Chris Olave enters the conversation. The Saints wideout brings a trait Buffalo's coaching staff has been chasing for years, the ability to create space where there shouldn't be any. His advanced metrics might not jump off the page at first glance, ranking 41st in the NFL in target separation, but those numbers don't tell the full story. Olave has been operating in a Saints system where defenses know what's coming. They expect the pass on nearly every down, which makes creating clean routes and separation far tougher. In contrast, Buffalo's scheme often forces defenses to play the run first. That shift alone could open up lanes and opportunities for Olave to thrive in ways he simply couldn't in New Orleans. Head coach Sean McDermott has been open about this issue. After the loss to the Patriots, he said, "We want to get more separation," a message that still rings loud after the Falcons game. Josh Palmer appeared to be answering that call before suffering a brutal hip drop tackle, an injury that derailed what looked like a breakout performance. Now, with the receiver room banged up and inconsistent, general manager Brandon Beane faces a critical decision. The Bills can't afford to let Josh Allen operate without reliable targets who can consistently get open. Looking at Olave's recent game logs tells you everything you need to know about his reliability. In his last 6 outings, he's been targeted 10 to 14 times per game, including a touchdown performance against Buffalo earlier this season. That level of involvement shows one thing: quarterbacks trust him. He gets open, he makes plays, and when the ball's on target, he delivers. For a Bills team desperate to regain its offensive rhythm, Chris Olave represents more than just another trade rumor. He's a potential solution, a weapon who could stretch defenses, open up the middle of the field, and reignite the chemistry between Josh Allen and his receiving core. If Buffalo decides to pull the trigger, this could be the move that transforms their offense from searching for answers to setting the standard once again in the AFC. When you dive into the numbers, Chris Olave's reliability stands out immediately. Despite the Saints' offensive struggles, he's only had one drop all season, a near touchdown miss against the Patriots that brushed his fingertips. That play could have easily gone the other way, but it highlights something critical: Olave doesn't make many mistakes. He's consistent, he's focused, and with a quarterback like Josh Allen delivering the football, those near misses could quickly turn into touchdowns. The Bills' coaching staff knows that Allen thrives with receivers who can trust the ball placement and attack the route cleanly. And that's exactly where Olave's value spikes. Put him in Buffalo's system, with Ken Dorsey dialing up deeper route concepts and play-action threats, and suddenly, Olave's skill set fits like a glove. Still, General Manager Brandon Beane faces tough decisions ahead of the trade deadline. If Olave's price tag proves too high, there are other names on the radar, and each brings a unique flavor to Buffalo's offense. One option is Rashid Shaheed, Olave's teammate in New Orleans. Shaheed is the definition of a pure burner, a deep threat who can take the top off defenses and change field position in a heartbeat. He's also set to become an unrestricted free agent at season's end, meaning he'd likely be a short-term rental rather than a long-term investment. On paper, that could make him a more affordable target. However, the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that Olave is the more complete player. Shaheed's game-changing speed is undeniable, but his injury history raises legitimate concerns. Over the past 4 seasons, he's played fewer games than Olave and hasn't maintained the same level of consistency. Buffalo already has enough uncertainty at wide receiver, they need reliability, not risk. Another intriguing name that's surfaced is Jakobi Meyers of the Raiders. A precise route runner and a true separation specialist, Meyers has made a living creating space and converting third downs. While he doesn't stretch the field vertically the way Olave or Shaheed can, he fits Buffalo's philosophy of crisp execution and smart football. Ultimately, Beane's decision will depend on balance, explosiveness versus dependability. Do the Bills chase a young, ascending star in Chris Olave who could become a long-term solution, or do they opt for a cost-effective short-term piece like Shaheed or Meyers to patch the offense right now? One thing's certain, the Buffalo Bills cannot stand still. With Josh Allen in his prime and the AFC race tightening, every decision in the coming weeks could determine whether Buffalo's season ends in frustration or in a deep postseason run. The Buffalo Bills front office is exploring every possible avenue to add firepower around Josh Allen, and the list of names being floated is both intriguing and complicated. Among them is Jakobi Meyers, a receiver who brings polish, toughness, and experience to any offense. One underrated advantage? He's a former New England Patriot, someone who's faced the Bills' defense countless times and understands how to find space against top-tier coverage. However, there's a catch. Meyers' time in New England came under a different coaching regime, meaning there's no real system crossover that could give Buffalo an inside edge. He didn't play under the current Patriot staff and never shared a field with Drake May, the team's new young quarterback. So while the former Patriot tag sounds appealing, it likely doesn't bring any strategic benefit to Buffalo. Then there's Jerry Jeudy, another name that's been whispered in league circles. Once viewed as a future star, Jeudy's career has been hampered by injuries, inconsistency, and reports of locker room friction in Denver. He's shown flashes of elite route running, but the off-field questions and durability concerns make him a risk, and that's something the Bills can't afford right now. Realistically, the safer, smarter choices for Buffalo appear to be Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, or Jakobi Meyers. All three bring something different, Olave with his smooth separation and youth, Shaheed with his speed and vertical threat, and Meyers with his reliability and precision. Each one could fill a specific gap in the Bills' offense depending on how aggressive Brandon Beane wants to get at the deadline. But then there's the dream scenario, one that fans can't help but imagine.